Hey everyone, Ryan here, and welcome to my review of the LEGO Marvel set number 76266 Endgame Final Battle. It has 794 pieces and costs $100. In this one, you're getting 7 characters, 5 of them being minifigures, 1 being a microfig, and of course the big fig and Thanos. It's kind of all the girl superheroes versus Thanos from the end of Endgame, and my initial impression from the build looking at the box is that it looks like one of the messiest LEGO builds I've ever seen, so I'm excited to crack into this one. Inside of the box, you're going to find 7 numbered bags along with a cardboard sleeve to protect your instructions manual and sticker sheet. Shuri is the first minifigure with a beautifully detailed hairpiece. She also, of course, has 2 facial expressions, and in her hand is holding her weapons. Overall, a good figure to me, but I'm not an expert on these particular characters. Next up is Valkyrie. She's also got a nice hairpiece, 2 facial expressions. She's holding a regular LEGO sword. She's got a blue cape, which is the flowy, soft cape. Love to feel that one. And also included in the set is her Pegasus. The back legs are able to be moved nicely. You can place her in on the studs in the middle, and then it also, of course, has the wings on the side that you can move up and down and make them flap so that it looks like it's actually flying, at least for kids' roleplay. For the display of this, obviously, which is mostly what this set is geared towards, you can just place them how you like so that it looks cool on display. Captain Marvel looks like a nice enough minifig to me in this one. Definitely not a draw here. We're getting there. There's a couple figs I really like in this one. We have a Koei next. Beautiful torso print, lots of detail. Also got the shoulder pads, and then instead of a second face, of course, you have a actual print on the back of the head that looks pretty cool. So nice figure overall. The final minifig is Wanda, and she looks pretty good, but you probably can't tell because of what she's holding. If we remove what's in her hands, you'll actually be able to see that she does have a waist cape, and this is a waist cape that's pretty specifically tailored for Wanda, although it is being used in the LEGO Dreams theme as well as of August 2023. But it very well represents the source material, where it doesn't really come around to cover the front of her legs a lot of the time, and it kind of looks like there's a lot of air passing through it, and it's just flowing around her legs. And so the waist cape does a really good job of that, and it also goes deeper the farther back on the figure you go. So it kind of tapers into a triangle on the rear of Wanda, and so it looks kind of awkwardly long at the back because of what I'm so used to with Clone Troopers over the years, but this does seem to be the right shape and design for a LEGO minifigure waist cape for Wanda specifically. We have our microfig, the Wasp. What an invention the microfig is, because this thing is tiny compared to the regular LEGO figs, but has almost all of the same detail. It just lacks any amount of movement. And finally, we have our big fig Thanos. He's got his giant head on top that can rotate 360 degrees, which is kind of weird when you rotate it 180 degrees and look at him from behind. And if you're not familiar with big figs at this point, the arms and hands are completely posable, just like a regular LEGO minifig, if not in some ways better because of the extra scale. However, the legs don't move at all on this one. He also has his giant double-edged sword included in the set, and that is the minifig selection. 7 total characters for a $100 set seems pretty good to me. This does a pretty decent job of getting all the female superhero characters in from the end of Endgame, but of course maybe is leaving out some of the other characters you may have wanted, but they definitely were going in a certain direction with this one if you can't tell. Before we go fully into the Endgame Final Battle, I just wanted to show you that the base for the Endgame Final Battle is a similar design to Spider-Man Final Battle. However, Spider-Man Final Battle's base is about 2 bricks bigger on all sides compared to the Endgame Final Battle. The size of both sets is still pretty similar, but the base is bigger on the Spider-Man one compared to the Endgame one. At the very top of the build, we have a portal. It's on a hinge to hold it up, and it's got a couple of studs here for Valkyrie and her Pegasus, so you can actually place the Pegasus on the studs just like that, and the broken piece of wall in front of it is on a ball joint, so it can be moved out of the way if you want to place the Pegasus down like that. Or as I showed earlier, you can move the hind legs back a little, place it down on the studs, and then it can be kind of jumping over the broken wall. So you can get a couple different effects with that can look pretty cool. Now, if you're curious as to how strong the model is, can you pick it up from this particular metal beam? The answer for the top of the platform is no, don't pick it up there. It will just break off. But on this bottom section here, as long as you're grabbing onto that, like, I guess it's all plastic, right? But what is supposed to be metal, you're going to be fine. So a very strong model in that way, even though it looks like it might not be. Now, the rest of this section that was once part of the Avengers compound has a bunch of cracks in the wall. They do a good job of using some nice stickers to make it look like there's some actual damage and it's not just kind of a clean white wall. You can see a little bit more of that represented on the backside, as well as some like gaping holes in the white design that kind of show you the exposed rebar. I think that's what they're trying to show off with kind of those brown rods sticking out. Now, this section also has a couple of of studs allowing you to place a minifigure in, and much like the Spider Game final battle, you'll notice an empty Technic pin, and this can actually be used to pull one of the clear pieces from another section in the build, place it in, and then you can place a minifigure like Wanda flying around there. It's a pretty cool feature that they've got baked into both of these sets that allows you to place minifigs in different areas flying around the set. Now, this quadrant in particular does something that the Spider-Man set doesn't do at all, and that is detach from the rest of the build. So all you have to do is kind of pull like that. It's really simple to detach. There's only one clip holding it in, so it can swing out all the way like that. In doing so, you reveal a secret hidden inside with Captain America's shield hidden under some rubble. In the next section, we've got the Time Machine van. It has the sticker inside showing the time machine in use. We've got like one of the wheels for the car broken off to the side, and you'll notice that small little clear piece there. Well, you can actually attach the Wasp to it and make it look like she is coming out of the time machine, which is a really cool effect. The middle section of the van is mostly missing, but the front end of this destroyed van has the portal opening rat just on top of the control piece that's printed there. Looks very cool on the front end of the van. On the very back of the van, you've got that spare tire as well as a sticker print of stickers on the back of a car. Little inception there. Now, this quadrant of the build can also be opened, and you're not going to find anything hidden underneath that broken car. However, on the other two sections, we've got Thor's hammer that was revealed by moving the car section, and we have the time stone that was revealed by moving the other section. So a couple more hidden Easter eggs inside of this build that you might not have expected. Just some cool stuff. The next two sections don't separate like the previous two sections, so they are completely stationary and stuck where they are. There's no hinge or clip in the middle or anything, but they do have my favorite part of this build, probably the iconic Avengers logo. Just looks awesome there, completely intact amongst the rubble. But we've got another destroyed piece of the Avengers compound with some more like rebar and concrete strewn about. I don't know why I told you the Avengers logo was my favorite part when I knew there was a toilet seat and a burst water pipe. That's my new favorite part. Got another one of those very strong minifig stands front and center on the build where we'll place Captain Marvel to fly. And here we have a very specific area for Thanos to stand, perfectly spaced for his feet, and he takes up a big portion of what was an open area in the center of this build. Because of the way the base separates into separate sections, you can have such a dynamic display for this set. You can have it like I do now with everything open as far as it will go, or optionally you can kind of close them halfway or a quarter way, wherever you want to stop alongside that hinge. And of course, for the most compact look, you have to just close everything up. It snaps into place really easily. You just saw me do it. No, you know, it's good to go. It's all the way together already, and with all the figures on there, it looks a bit messier than it already did, but it's also just such a cool battle scene to have recreated like this. I gotta say, I love that. I think this is a really cool display piece and a very unique way to recreate an iconic scene from the end of Avengers Endgame. It might not be as good as the Spider-Man one, but this still might be a buy if you find yourself interested for $100. I really think this one provides pretty good value for your money at $100, and 7 separate characters is awesome to have. It just completes the scene. Anything less would probably start to make it feel a little bit empty maybe, but this one's gonna get an 8.5 out of 10 from me. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below, and you can check out more LEGO Marvel reviews on the end screen now.